งนะสบายดีเหรออยู่ต่อไปก็ได้ปูไม่มีงานไม่ได้พุทโธนะทำให้ได้แต่คุยกันมันจะทำลายพุทโธของเรานะนามคุยกับนี่ไม่ใช่ภาวนาพุทโธนะ So what is the first noble truth? Dukkha. What is dukkha? Dissatisfaction, discomfort, pain, suffering, restlessness, boredom, unease. And how does it come into play? We don't like the situation that is right now there. If we like, if we neither like it nor dislike it, there's no dukkha. If we like it, it's for a moment plus, and then it goes, and then we dislike that it goes. That's where dukkha comes in. It's the first noble truth. Yeah. The first thing to calm it down a little bit. No matter what I do, no matter what I sit, all what I do is just return back to the Buddha. There are two different kinds of dukkha. There's a physical dukkha, there's a mental dukkha. The physical dukkha, most of us are able to cope with it, but the mental dukkha, it is more difficult. Most of the mental dukkha is disliking something. Disliking the physical dukkha is mental dukkha. But we can turn it around. We can start to like it, because it gives us a very good object to investigate. What is pain? We always, all the time, we live in our world of imagination. Imagination of what is pain, how the world is, how it should be, most of the time how it should be, and why is it not the way it should be, or we wish for. That creates mental pain. The physical pain, when we start to ask, what is pain? How does it feel like? Where is it? Then we can start to investigate. When the physical pain is strong enough, we have a very steady object of investigation. So we go to the point where the pain is and ask, what is pain? How does it feel like? Yeah? Not assuming, not speculating about pain, not thinking I don't want the pain, rather think I want the pain. And then it becomes easier, because then the mental aspect of the pain is gone. If we like the pain, then only the physical aspect of the pain remains. And then we can ask, what is the pain? Basic, Before I was sitting in meditation, there was no pain. When I get up from my meditation, there is no pain. So what is pain? Is it a magical trick? Is it our imagination? Because the moment we get up, the pain is gone. What kind of pain is that? We think it is physical pain, that's why we have to investigate. It seems to have a physical aspect. That's why we have to go to the point and look, where it is. And then look at it. Is it changing? And then we see it is changing. Okay, so everything is changing. It's anicca. Sometimes it's stronger, sometimes it's weaker. Then, is it point-wise? It is area-wise. And then we come closer to it. And so now where is it? Is it in the skin? Is it in the flesh? Is it in the muscle? Is it in the tendons? Is it in the bones? I mean, since we are born, we have the bones and tendons and muscles and flesh and skin. How can it be there? We cannot, when we do investigation of pain, we cannot allow any kind of medical knowledge to come into. Yes, I'm sitting too long. If that comes up, then I have to tell myself, if I sit in front of the TV, there's no physical pain. Why is there only physical pain when I sit and meditate? I mean, if long sitting, creates physical pain, why do I not have physical pain when I do something, sit in front of my computer or sit in front of my smartphone and look this, look that, Why is there no physical pain? Or when I watch Korean movies.คนไทยชอบหนังเกาหลีเหมือนกันนะ มันสนุกแต่เวลาดูหนังก็ไม่มี what is pain now in Thai ไม่มีความเจ็บความปวดนะแต่เวลานั่งภาวนา15 นาทีโอ้โหนี่เจ็บโน้นโอ้ยปวดนี่ปวดโน้นปวดหมดนะเมื่อกินข้าว2 ชั่วโมงไม่ปวดอะไร So what is pain? And that's what we have to investigate. I mean, if you can stay on when we do it the first or the first 100 times, if you just concentrate on the pain, then it's gone. Because it's not strong enough. It is strong enough and it stays on, then we can really investigate it. And then we will see, the moment we are very close to it, I mean, it shifts. From one knee, it goes to the other knee. From the other knee, it goes to our back. Then it goes to our neck. Or goes anywhere. Then it itches here or itches there. It just moves around. And before that, where we hardly could sit anymore, I said, I have to give up. And then it's gone. What kind of magical pain is that? So we have to follow it up. And it becomes stronger. Until it shows us where it's come from. And once it shows us where it's come from, we don't have to have any fear of pain anymore. But if we conclude, if we assume where it's coming from, what most people do, then it's still a problem. Each time it comes, we still can't deal with it. If we have seen it with our own eyes, or if we experience it, where it comes from, that's it. Then pain is just pain. I mean, pain will never be, comfortable. It will always be discomfort. But we have so many things that are in our life that are discomfort. Hunger is discomfort. Tiredness is discomfort. Thirst is discomfort. And even when we need to go to the toilet, that's also discomfort. So it's just a matter of the body that it has this physical aspect of discomfort. And some discomfort, we don't even call discomfort. We just call it I'm hungry, or I'm thirsty, or I'm tired. We don't even think about it that it is discomfort. And that is something that we have to change. We have to change and look, what we call hungry. How does it feel like when we are hungry? What is happening there? How does it feel? Before I eat something, how does it feel? Before I run to the buffet. and eat all the things, and stuff myself, and then I'm already discomfort because I ate too much. Huh? So how does hunger feel like? How does thirst feel like? Yeah? How does tiredness feel like? Yeah? We have to investigate this discomfort or this dukkha, yeah? In order to understand it, the nature of it. And when you look for it, for instance, for people who are fasting, yeah, I mean, it's a time where we can investigate hunger. And then you investigate, it can be very uncomfortable at the beginning, but after 2 hours it passes away. It's gone. No need to eat. But we never try it out. And that's the same thing, for thirst or so. Until it becomes really necessary for the body to have some water. But most of the time, we drink and eat out of discomfort, but out of mental discomfort. Not because we are hungry, because we are bored. Yeah? That's why we eat. We are bored. Or we are restless and we don't know what to do. Yeah? Then we just stuff something in, yeah? And the more we stuff in, the more, how do you call it? You feel numb in a way. And when you feel numb, you don't realize so much the dukkha that is going on in the body. And that's why people really like to eat, because, when they eat a little bit more, yeah, it doesn't really matter, yeah? All these things. Yeah? But our task is to investigate this. What is pain? Yeah? How does it feel like? How does it compare to other things? Yeah? For instance, how does fear feel like? How does thirst, how does hunger feel like? And here in the monastery we have the opportunity to go down to the roots of it, to go down back to the experience of it. And then feel it and see, okay, every feeling that arises has to cease. Sooner or later it will cease to exist, and another feeling comes up. But we can't wait, we are impatient. That's why we have to stuff ourselves, before, I'm hungry, I'm going to die. Yeah? I don't have any water to cool myself down. No. We have to experience what does it feel like, yeah? A person doesn't die, if it doesn't have water for a day, yeah? It's get critical after four days, yeah? But for 1 or 2 days, we can get along without water. But we have all these illusions we need, I'm going to die when I'm feeling just a little bit of hunger. I'm going to die if I don't eat anything. Yeah? That's not true. Yeah? So that's why it does help, a little bit, to fast, yeah? To see, hunger comes and hunger goes. Yeah? That's no big deal. Yeah? And the longer you fast, the less hungry you are. And pain is the same thing. Yeah? And the more we investigate, the less of an obstruction is it to our practice. Yeah? And when we do samatha or samadhi practice, we only go and investigate pain when we cannot concentrate on our object anymore. As long as we can return to the Buddha, or as long as we can return to the breath, return to it. Yeah? The moment you feel you can't concentrate because the pain is really so unnerving, yeah, then go and investigate pain. The first thing, when you investigate any kind of feeling, you have to avoid the mental aspect of it, the dislike of it. Otherwise, you cannot investigate it. You really have to turn that, and mentally you can turn it around. Say, okay, I like it, I accept it. Yeah? Let's see it, let's feel it. Yeah? It's difficult for us because we're not trained to it. Yeah? I mean, if we smell something bad, we stop actually breathing in, yeah? Because we don't want to feel it. Yeah? We feel it, see it, investigate it, and then let it go. Yeah? Just with the pain. Yeah? Feel it, yeah? Accept it, and then investigate it. What is pain? What is hunger? Yeah? The biggest problem is this mental disacceptance, yeah? Or the mental dislike, yeah, of the pain. The pain itself, it's not such a big deal. Yeah? It's a mental dislike, yeah, of the pain. You don't like it. Oh, I had enough of it. Why is it coming all the time? I cannot meditate because of the pain. That's not true. There is pain, okay, then we accept it, and then the chitta has nothing to do with the body. Yeah? And that is something that we have to learn. Yeah? The chitta and the body are two different things. Yeah? The chitta is connected to the body, so it feels what the body feels, yeah? But it is not the body. Yeah? It's just like you're connected to your environment, so you feel if there's some rain. How can you not feel? Yeah? Or you can feel the wind. Yeah? Can you change the wind? Can you change the rain? No. Yeah? In the course of our lifetime, we have accepted it. Yeah? Sometimes we try to avoid it, especially when we're in England and it's cold rain. Yeah? But here in Thailand, rain is actually quite a blessing sometimes. Yeah? It cools down things. So these feelings, yeah, the mental aspect is in the beginning, before we can do our investigation. We have to accept the feeling. Yeah? So we have to breathe it in. How does it feel like? Yeah, we look the first time, we look at the whole body, and then we locate it closer. Where is it now? Where is the pain? Yeah? And then we go to that spot, and then we ask the question. Yeah? You can ask any kind of question, but you should not listen to any kind of answers that are coming, because these answers are mostly, I need my pill, I need my this, I need my painkillers. Yeah? That's not the question. Or I'm, because I'm sitting too long. I'm breaking my leg. I've been through all these meditation experiences. Yeah, this all comes up. Yeah, and you just don't pay attention to it. Okay, if it's like that, and then let's break our leg. When I sit in the airplane for 11 hours, yeah, when you fly back to US, it's even more. You don't break your leg. You don't die. Yeah, you come there alive. Yeah. We don't realize at that moment, yeah, when we think, I'm dying, it's just the same thing. Yeah? When we are really sick, every one of us thinks he's dying. You feel so terrible, you can't even move, everything hurts, and you feel like I'm dying. 3 days later, the sickness is gone and you don't have the thought of I'm dying. Huh? So it's just all these kind of things are imaginations that come up and make us stop, meditating. And that's what we have to counteract. All these ideas that come from the kilesas, we should counteract. Most of it, you just can sweep them out of the mind, but some of them are sticky. So you have to use some wisdom, to interact with. So, when I sit in front of the TV, there's no pain. When I'm occupied with watching my smartphone or playing with my smartphone, there's no pain. So why is there pain now? And with that, actually, it should be settled. But the more we understand about pain, and it's not only pain, the physical pain when we sit in meditation, all sorts of discomfort, yeah? The more we are observant about the discomfort of the body, and it already starts when we wake up, yeah? I want to get up. That's already discomfort. I want to sleep on. But we can't sleep forever, yeah? Because then the discomfort of the body becomes even bigger, yeah? So we get up, yeah? We make a compromise. The discomfort, of lying, going to sleep on, is worse than, getting up. So, then we get up. And then actually when we get up, we feel much better than all the time lying down. So, and we have to pay attention. And that is paying attention to the First Noble Truth. Because it shows us the dukkha of the body. It shows us the discomfort of the body. And it shows also us, the more we investigate it, where it comes from. It comes from the desire to change things. I don't want to sit like, everybody, then he's moving his leg, and 5 minutes later he's getting up for meditation. Because at the time when he thinks, it's so really so painful, he moves the leg, then the pain is in the other leg, and then, forget about it, So the kilesas have, convinced us, it is too painful to meditate, Until we find out, who is behind the pain is the magician. They are called the kilesa. But we don't want to find out, We want to firmly believe the kilesas, whatever they tell us, that's true. And it is true for us. We believe it, we still believe it, even after 50, 60 years we still believe it. Yeah, I need this, Okay, I need this. We believe it. When they tell us this will make me happy, we believe it. I need a new dress. We believe it. We have so many dresses, or we have so many clothes, Why do we need a new one? Why do we need a new hairstyle? Why do we need this or that? Because we are not satisfied. And when we go into meditation, when we stick with our Buddha, and there are no more thoughts, and there are no more memories, we are satisfied. No matter, if there is pain in the body or not. Actually, if there is still pain in the body, it is the difference, of an elephant, going with his foot on our head, stamping with his foot, on our head, or fly, being on our head, That's the difference, who cares about a fly? So when there is no more judgment, when there are no more thoughts and no more memories, then there is no more judgment. So we are happy, we are contented. And the moment we come out, we are unhappy, we are discontented, because we want this. All these sense bombardments that come back into. They were put out, just like we close the room. And that's when we enter samadhi. It is like opening the room of samadhi and hopefully closing the door behind us. Most people in the beginning just open it, it's so nice and cool there. And then they close the door in front of them. And then they have to open the door again. It's so nice and cool. And when they come, when they end their meditation, they say, it was such a nice meditation, but I'm now so tired. Because of opening and closing the door all the time. Instead of going into the room, relaxing, and then when we get out of the room, we are really concentrated, we are energetic. That is the purpose of samadhi, getting calm, happiness, and getting energetic. And all what we have to do is stick with the breath or stick with the Buddha. And that is a fight. And the question is, when should we relax and when should we fight? We should always fight. But we shouldn't try to control. That's when we should relax. We shouldn't control the breath. We shouldn't make it like this. Or we shouldn't control the Buddha. That produces headache. Meditation, samatha meditation, calm meditation is all about observing how the things are. And there's nothing more relaxing than observing. I mean, just look out, I mean, you have time, just look out, yeah? When the wind comes and moves the trees and the leaves, yeah? I mean, we're observing, we can't control it. And it is relaxing, actually, because we know we can't control it. The moment we observe the breath, we need to control it. Why? I mean, we breathe since we are born. We never looked at it, we never were concerned about our breath, yeah? When we exert ourselves, the breath is more rapidly, than when we don't exert ourselves. But we never controlled it. But the moment we observe it, we need to control it. That's what makes us, unrelaxed. Yeah? We should be relaxed, All what we need to do is observe, yeah? When the mind goes out, we bring it back. Yeah? That's where we fight, we bring it back. That is the fighting, and the relaxing, we just put it back. Yeah? We don't try to control how the Buddha is, how the breath is. Yeah? Because that makes us stress. Yeah? But now, why isn't it calm? Yeah? I mean, the breath is like the breath is. Yeah? And our objective is to observe the breath, not to control, not to make it calm. Of course, we know from previous experience, then when we actually do our work, that the breath is becoming really still. Yeah? And this experience, yeah, that we still have in our memories, yeah, makes us, it was so nice when the breath was calm, and then we try to make the breath calm. But that wasn't the way how we got into our first experience. In our first experience, we didn't know anything, we observed the breath, yeah. That's all what we did, yeah. And that's why in the beginning, the results come so easily. The second time, where's this nice hole, that I digged, yeah? It's gone, because the wind, put it back into one place, yeah. Every day we sit in meditation, we have to dig a new hole, yeah. And if you dig at the same place, yeah, then there will be a hole. And sometimes it's more difficult to dig because there are a lot of stones in it. And sometimes it's easier to dig because there's soft earth. Yeah? And sometimes it's a little bit more difficult because the earth is hard. Yeah? That's all. But digging at the same place, yeah, the result will be a hole. If you think about the hole that was so deep yesterday, it's gone. Huh? In this we never realize. We always think, yesterday was much better, 2 days ago, or 3 years ago. I had such a great experience. Yeah? It's gone, it's past, never comes back. Yeah? And that can drive us nuts or make us disheartened, actually. Huh? Thinking, what in the past it was much better. It cannot be better. It was different, yeah? And at that time, and when you really look back and when you really have some experience and practice, you will notice there were a lot of other things that you weren't able to see because your sati didn't increase. Yeah? And the more you see, of course, the more you think it is difficult. The more sati increase, the more you see, of course. Yeah? If you run with blind eyes, or with closed eyes, you don't see anything. Yeah? You don't see snakes, you don't see anything. Yeah? But the moment you open your eyes, you see the snakes and you see the centipedes and the scorpions and anything. Yeah. Oh, what? Last time, I didn't see anything. Yeah, because you closed your eyes. Huh? The sati wasn't there. Yeah? And if you have enough experience, in your meditation, you will see that actually it wasn't better last. Yeah. It's an illusion that we live with. Yeah. That it was better, 3 years ago, or 10 years ago, or 20 years ago. The ease in the beginning we will never get because we try to control. Yeah? When you start meditation, for some people it's so easy, because they just follow the instruction. Yeah? They don't have any experience, they don't have any expectations, they just follow the instruction, and then of course if you follow the instruction, it happens. Then you're in samadhi. Yeah? And the next time, you take the experience of yesterday, and use it, expectation, why is it not today? Just like this. Yeah. And then of course you make yourself stress and you get disappointed and you give up, yeah? And you don't want to meditate. anymore. Meditation or some other practice is nothing about observing how the things are. Yeah? And some things, sometimes, it is more difficult, yeah, because the mind is more restless, or the mind is more tired, yeah, or it is, or it is more bored. Yeah? Well, then all what we can do is, yeah, the moment we see our mind goes out, yeah, bring it back, Buddha, or bring it back to the tip of the nose. There's the breath. How is the breath? So the in-breath is the out-breath, yeah? That's all. And then it goes out again, and then we bring it back, yeah? And some days, we have to do it more often, yeah, to bring it back. And other days, it stays easily, yeah? Everything changes, yeah? Sometimes there's sun, sometimes there's rain, sometimes it's cloudy, yeah? And that's the same thing, yeah? For each meditation practitioner, yeah? No matter how long he practices. Lung Mahaprabhu talked about that. Yeah? Sometimes, he was talking about the deep samadhi. Sometimes it took him just an hour to get in. Sometimes he was fighting, for 11 hours. So who sits for 11 hours? Yeah? You give up, after 1.5 hours. Or even after 40 minutes. Yeah, you just sit there and fight, yeah? But you don't fight, with this expectation. It should happen, no? All what you do when you fight, where you put effort into your practice is pulling the mind back because it doesn't want to go back. Just give me this one thought, yeah? And then we allow it, and then we are around the world, for one time, yeah? They'll just trick you, yeah? No, and that's where we really need our effort. Everything else we don't need effort, yeah? But pulling the mind back to the object of attention and trying to make it interesting. Yeah? Now how is this breath different from the last breath? Yeah? And you always see, it's different. It's not the same. Or with the breath, when is the in-breath changing to the out-breath? When is the out-breath changing to the in-breath? Observe this point and you get very easily calm. Yeah? Or the Buddha. Yeah? In the beginning, the repetition might be very fast. Yeah? And then, the more the mind calms down, it gets slower. Yeah? Don't control it too much, just bring the Buddha back. Yeah? When the mind is very busy, you need to bring it often back. That's why, why it seems to be Buddha, 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 Buddha. Yeah? But then in the end, it just becomes Buddha, Buddha, Buddha. Yeah? Until we can feel it in our heart. And once it goes into our heart, it's much easier to look at. Yeah? Because there are not so much distracting thoughts. It's the same with the breath. Yeah? The moment the sati returns back to the heart, yeah, back to the citta, yeah, it becomes very easy to observe. Yeah? But as long as the sati and concentration is at the tip of the nose, we are very easily distracted by any kind of sensation. Yeah? And that's what we have to learn. Yeah? So our fight, our fight starts the moment we wake up until we go to sleep. Yeah? We can relax the body, yeah, by standing up and stretching it, but we should not relax the mind. Yeah? Because whenever we relax the mind and engage in conversation, this half an hour will cost us 2 hours of meditation to get the mind back to the state where it was before. And we think it was a lot of fun, and then when we actually look at it, this conversation turns around and turns around. I should have said this. No, I should have made this clear. Maybe I would have been better to say this. Just a short conversation, and then we sit afterwards, goes round and round and round, yeah. That's where we see the danger of conversation, yeah, when we really intend on practicing. So it would be better, just to keep quiet, and just stick to the things that are really necessary, And can you pass me the rice, please? Can you pass me the salt or the pepper? Or can you give me hot water? These things, But how was your meditation, Where do you come from? What are you doing, That's the conversation, that leads us completely astray. So the effort is always to bring the mind back. So relaxing the mind is not a good idea. Relaxing the body, yes. When you get stiff from walking, then we stretch it a little bit and then go sit down. When it gets stiff from sitting, then we relax it a little bit, stand up, do some stretching, and then do some walking. Relaxing the body and relaxing the mind are two different things. Relaxing the mind for us means, let's go play. Play with our imagination, play with the future, play with the past. That's not relaxing. That's letting the mind getting loose. And that kind of letting it go is a simile that I often use. We do a lot of hard work. We have a motorbike that has an empty tank of gasoline. So we push it towards the next gas station to fill it up. The moment we fill it up, of course, we feel good, And then we let the mind relax, and the kilesas take the motorbike and drive it until it is completely empty, and then throw it away somewhere. And then we have to go and look, for the motorbike, carefully bring it back to the gas station, fill it up, and then we relax the mind, and then the same thing happens. That's quite a futile work. It's useless. Now I've done a very good meditation. Let's relax. And then all the energy is gone. After 15 or 20 minutes, we do this or do that, and then we are more tired, than we were, before. So we shouldn't, when you're here in a monastery, we shouldn't relax the mind. We always try, whatever we do. When we do sweeping, we stick with the Buddha, or we stick with the breath. When we eat, we try to stick with the Buddha or the breath. It's very difficult, but we try. At least we try it in the beginning, before we take the first one, Buddha. And then, then we feel the food, and then our sati is gone, and only after half an hour, what have I done? Why did I overeat? My stomach is so full. We don't see ourselves. A video is sometimes very helpful, to observe yourself then how you eat. And then you'll be shocked. You really be shocked, how you dive in, there's no sati left, It's like a fight, on a buffet table, where everybody comes, I want this, fighting for the good stuff, So, while you're in a monastery, whatever you do, try. Try to keep Buddha. If it doesn't work, it will work the next time. If it doesn't work the next time, it will work after that. Sooner or later, it will work. So that's what we need. We don't have that, what is called patience anymore. We have, nowadays, we have the expectation everything has to be solved within 3 minutes. If you don't know how to solve it, we Google it. It has to be solved now. 50 years ago, it wasn't like that. We had to read books and books and books, in order to, to solve one of our ideas. Or we had to have long conversation with other people who were interested in the same subject. Nowadays, that's why we don't have a concentration span longer than 3 seconds. We cannot be interested more. If we don't get instant results, we look for something else. And that is completely counterproductive, to our meditation. So we have to develop this patience again. Okay, just go back. And then the mind goes out, just go back, just go back, just go back. You can very softly say, okay, go back. But you have to be determined to pull it back. You don't have to beat it up. Go. That's not useful. Just pull it back. Just pull it back. Okay, come back. Come back. That's the key to practice. And don't think about what happened yesterday. Don't think about what happened this morning, because you will see over the day, some of the meditations are better, some of your practices are, especially after food, it will be very difficult, So you do walking meditation and then get rid, of the laziness of the body, that digest the food. And sometimes in the evening it is more difficult, especially when you get bored and don't have good results, the boredom creeps in. Realize, losing our interest is losing our interest in the Buddha. So you have to get back the interest. Okay, just one Buddha, or just one breath. Just this one breath, I will be completely aware of this one breath. When that breath passes, just this one breath. As it is completely new. And that disintegrates any kind of boredom instantly. Because boredom is just the opposite of interest. That means we are completely disinterested in our Buddha. Oh, yeah, okay. And some people get so used to it, they're just, half, with their eyes closed, they just sit through anything, but not developing sati, not having interest in the Buddha, not having interest in the breath. And that, of course, doesn't bring any results. They can sit for two hours, and after the meditation, they don't even know what happened, because they were half, dozing off, They were not sleeping, and they were not tired, just, dozing around, not knowing anything. What? Why now? Can't you keep it in? It's interesting, keep it in. The monks who went with Lungta Mahaboy down to Bangkok, there was a VW bus, they went in a VW bus, 3 or 4 months, always accompanying Lungta Mahaboy down to Bangkok. It's a 7-hour drive, And after the meal, instantly after the meal, they were jumping into the car, and then Lungta Mahaboy was driving straight through, 7 hours. There was no peeing, there was no break, there's nothing, 7 hours. So, the monks had to, they couldn't go, Lungta, I need to go. That's how you learn, And then he told about the story, with the late king, King Bhumipol and his son, and his son, the King Bhumipol, was giving a speech, and then the son said, Pa, I need to go to the toilet. You can't do that. You're here. You have to stick to it. And you will see, it's the same kind of pain, For the moment you think you can't hold it in, and suddenly, after 10 minutes, if you don't pay attention to it, it disappears. And reflect about what came before, this thought, There was something that you didn't like to hear, Maybe something that was uncomfortable, and that breast, That's very often, and even in meditation you do that, you don't think about it, you just go to the toilet. And that is also distraction, because when you come back from the toilet, your meditation is ruined. Never noticed that? So we shouldn't give in to these things, yeah? The same with thirst, the same with hunger, so lightly, yeah? You should always reflect, yeah? Before I do something, before I reach out, what am I doing, why am I doing, what are the results of my doing, yeah? When I get up for meditation, why did I get up, What came before, yeah? Doing some sort of short reflection, yeah? To know ourselves, to understand ourselves, how we work, yeah? Because otherwise our habits, our ingrained habits will never change. Yeah? We will always act in the same way, yeah? We feel a light pressure on on the urine and then we go. Yeah? Or we feel hunger and then we need to eat something. Yeah? Or we feel bored and then we need to get up. Or we feel pain and then we need to get up. Yeah? Start to get the experience of it and say, maybe it goes. And then you put your interest in the Buddha and then you feel everything is gone. Yeah? There's no need actually to get up. There wasn't any need. Yeah? It was just some sort of restlessness that took you up, some sort of boredom, that came up, yeah? That made you do things. Yeah? And if you don't investigate these things, you will never understand it. Yeah? What's happening. Yeah? That's why we do need in the evening this reflection. Yeah? You don't have to reflect about when you do 2 hours of meditation. You don't have to reflect about what happened within the meditation. Just get a picture of the meditation, Was it strenuous, was I unconcentrated, was I bored, and what brought me out, yeah? That's all. You don't have to recall every minute. That's not important. Yeah? Important is, intention before you went to meditate. Maybe there wasn't any intention, you just sat down and said, oh, okay, yeah. And that shows you, it shows also the results of this kind of meditation. Or, yeah, when you sit down and say, now I really want to be aware of what is going on. And then you see in the end, what is the effect of this kind of intention in the beginning. Yeah? Not just, okay, now it's time to sit down, yeah. Like in most of the meditation courses, okay, 12 o'clock sitting down, and for 1 hour, and then you sit down. Okay, now it's walking meditation, and you walk, and then sit down. But never actually have a determination or intention, Okay, now, for the next hour, I want to stick with the Buddha. Or now, for the next hour, for the next 2 hours, I want to stick with the breath. Yeah? And with walking meditation, as I often say, whenever you turn around, you make a new determination. And why don't you do it? Laziness. Doesn't matter. Yeah? Just this thought comes up and you don't even notice that this thought comes up. Doesn't matter. Yeah? And turn around, and turn around, turn around. Yeah? Then you can also walk in circles. Yeah? And when walking in circles, you don't get anywhere. There's no beginning and there's no end. Okay? มีคำถามไหมอยู่กับพุทโธอยู่กับพุทโธไม่ต้องสนใจอะไรนะนามกลัวไหมก็อยู่กับเอมันจะกลัวอะไรนะหมาเห่าเหรอฮอนเคยเห็นผีไหมนั่นน่ะสิไม่ต้องห่วงเรื่องผีห่วงเรื่องตัวเองดีกว่าก็มันจะมีความรู้สึกว่ามันผีมานะไม่ใช่ฮอนอันเดียวนะ ก็เสียงนี้เสียงนี้เสียงกอแกกนั้นมาจากสัตว์ที่รสชานนะเสียงเก็กเสียงทุกเกเสียงหนูเสียงงูเสียงอะไรนะเสียงตัวเล็กๆนะบางทีก็เป็นยุงมันมีเสียงหลายอย่างนะไม่เคยอยู่ในป่าอยู่ในป่าตลอดเวลาแล้วไม่ได้ยินเสียงเพราะว่ามีแต่เสียงวิทยุนะหรือเสียงโทรทัศน์นะหรือเสียงโทรศัพท์นะแล้วไม่รู้จักเสียงธรรมชาติและกลัวเดี๋ยวนี้กลัวเสียงทุกสิ่งทุกอย่างกลัวทำไมมากลัวนะเรียกหลวงพ่อนะก็หลวงตามหาพ่อช่วยหน่อยนะและความกลัวก็หายไปทันทีมันความกลัวมาจากความคิดเมื่อเห็นไหมความกลัวอยู่กับพุทโธนั้นความกลัวก็หายไปจำได้ไหมหลวงปู่มั่นนะคนที่กลัวผีนะอยากได้เรียกว่าอะไรที่อามูเลตตัวเล็กๆมันที่มีอำนาจมันส่วนมากก็เป็นบางทีนะเพื่อใช้กับพี่นะหลวงปู่มันบอกว่าก็มีอยู่นะเอามาให้พุทโธแล้วเมื่อทำได้นะมันไม่กลัวผีทำไมกลัวมนุษย์มากกว่าทรมานเรานะนี่แตกอยากได้ตลอดเวลานะเสียงกิเลสนะแย่กว่านะแย่กว่าผีนะเมื่อพี่มาจริงๆนะเอาเมตตาให้นะก็ให้สบายใจนะแบ่งเมตตาให้นะแล้วพี่ก็ไปนอกจากเป็นเวรกรรมนะเมื่อเป็นเวรกรรมก็แก้ไม่ได้แก้ไม่ตกนะต้องรับไหนมีคำถามไหมยัง
คือนั่งสมาธิมาก็ส่วนมากเวลานั่งเข้าเกิดในไหนเหมือนกับว่าสมาธิมันจะเข้าได้แล้วก็จะนิ่งเหมือนกับอย่างนึงก็เหมือนหลับในแต่ว่าอย่างนึงก็เหมือนรู้สึกตัวแล้วก็ชอบมีความรู้สึกตัวไหวๆเนี่ยบางครั้งก็มือขยับคือแขนขยับตัวเหมือนกับเอ็นอะไรเนี่ยค่ะพอมันจะเป็นอย่างนี้แล้วมันก็จะนิ่งไปประมาณครึ่งชั่วโมงจากครึ่งชั่วโมงปุ๊บมันเหมือนกับสมาธิออกแล้วมันก็จะแบบจิตไม่ค่อยอยู่มันก็จะฟุ้งแล้วมันก็จะดึงกลับขึ้นมาพอมันจะเป็นอย่างนี้พักนี้ประจำเลย
เมื่อนิ่งเป็นยังไงเมื่อจิตมันนิ่งอยู่กับอะไร
อยู่กับตอนจิตนิ่งก็เวลานิ่งบางครั้งครูก็จะดูลมหายใจบางครั้งก็จะดูพุทโธแต่เวลามันฟุ้งพอเวลามันหลุดจากช่วงที่มันนิ่งแล้วมันก็จะไปคิดเรื่องนั้นแล้วก็จะดึงกลับขึ้นมาอยู่กับพุทโธแต่ว่ามันพอมันหลุดออกไปแล้วมันเหมือนกับว่ามันกลับคืนที่จะแบบว่าเข้าสมาธิไม่ได้เหมือนช่วงแรก
มันยากหน่อยนะมันพยายามที่ฝึกกับพุทโธนะเมื่อสมาธิบางที่ก็ช่วงมันน้อยมากนะมันที่มันช่วงมันที่นิ่งนะแล้วมันจะออกมานะมันกิเลสอยากเล่นนะแล้วเอากำลังออกไปนะแต่ของเราจับไม่ทันนะเมื่อจับทันก็มันเข้าสมาธิก็เข้าสู่สมาธิมันง่ายนะแต่เวลามันออกมานานนะมันจะไม่อยากดึงกลับด้วยนะนี่มันปัญหานะ ไม่อยากดึงกลับนะนี่มันเห็นไม่ต้องสนนะบางทีก็บอกว่าไม่สนแล้วบุตรนะเพราะว่าบางทีก็เห็นบางทีก็เวลาจิตมันนิ่งมันจะเห็นบางอย่างนะแ ในเดี๋ยวนี้เวลาออกจากสมาธิมันจะอยากรู้เป็นอย่างนั้นเป็นอะไรเป็นนี่ในที่เห็นอยู่นะแล้วไม่อยากกลับนะมันก็ไม่ต้องสนพุทโธมันจะง่ายขึ้นฝึกพยายามมันจะสำเร็จนะแต่อันนี้ไม่มีปัญหาความเจ็บความปวดก็พาได้หรอยังไม่เท่าไหร่นะนั่งนานเท่าไหร่ชั่วโมงโอเคพยายามต่อนิดหน่อยชั่วโมง10 นาทีชั่วโมงครึ่งที่ทำได้ที่สำคัญต้องสนใจในการลมหายใจนะลมหายใจเดี๋ยวนี้เป็นยังไงแต่ไม่ต้องบอกว่าดีหรือไม่ดีพุทโธมันช้ามันเร็วนะลมหายใจมันลึกหรือไม่ลึกนะมันเงียบหรือมันไม่เงียบนะก็ต้องดูทุกลมหายใจเข้านะมันเงียบมันนานไหมหรือสั้นไหมนะนี่เป็นความรู้นะนี่ที่ต้องฝึกนี่เป็นสติต้องฝึกนะแต่สมาธิอยู่กับหมวกนะหรือสมาธิอยู่กับพุทโธนะและความรู้นะพุทโธช้าเร็วลึกหรือไม่ลึกนะเข้าใจง่วงแล้วเหรอ
โยมกำลังคิดตามค่ะเพราะว่าช่วงนี้โยมจะนั่งสมาธินิ่งๆเลยค่ะแต่ว่าจะชอบเดินจงกรม
โอเคเดินจงกรม3 ชั่วโมงก็2 ชั่วโมงก่อนนะเมื่อเดินช้อปปิ้งก็ไม่ว่าอะไรมันหลายชั่วโมงนะเมื่อเดินจงกรมนะนะเหมือนกันนะเดินจงกรมมันครึ่งชั่วโมงเหนื่อยเมื่อไปถามตัวเองนะเวลาไปช้อปปิ้ง2 ชั่วโมงผ่านไปเร็วนะลินดาก็รู้ดูนี่มองนี่นะมันไม่เหนื่อยนะคิดดูสินะมันกิเลสโลกเขายังไงนะต้มตุนเขาตลอดเวลาบอกโอ้ยน้ำเจ็บน้ำปวดน้ำเดี๋ยวจะป่วยนะเดี๋ยวจะขาดโอเคเดินจงกรมนะมีหลายทางนะแถวนี้ก็มี1 ทาง 2 ทางที่ใช้ได้หลังกุฏิโน่นก็มีหลายทางด้วยนะครูบากันเทพมีคำถามไหมโอเคแล้วกัน finish or do you have a question okay könnt euch erheben and was it really necessary? I mean, you couldn't sit 5 more minutes? I mean, when Lungta said samadhi, I mean, sometimes he had the feeling, now I have to go to the toilet. Then he said, okay, just shit in the clothes.
But inside is good.
Yeah, in his kuti, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, it will not come out, and you will be surprised. Yeah, I mean, you can train it yourself. When you sit. Yeah, it cannot be that much pressure. Yeah, after 7-6 hours. Yeah, it can be. Yeah.